Hello, it's Daryl at 10-Foot Truck, Good Attitude Services. I just got back from the repeat customer job that I had to go back. It was the one that followed up from yesterday where I took a recliner love seat. I did a video about that on how to how to take the backs off in order to move those through doorways. They wanted to go back today to take their refrigerator into the hallway. It's a pretty big refrigerator. Take the full-size couch recliner, which is bigger than the one I had that I showed the video. It's probably like a 300-pound recliner sofa, leather, and I had to get that one into the garage, and then I had to get the stove into the garage, and I had to do this just by myself. The customer couldn't help. I don't have a helper, so I had to figure out how to do it on my own. So I'm going to show you the tools I use. I really can't film jobs. I don't do that in customers' properties, so I can just explain what tools I needed if you ever get into a position where you're just a one person and you need to move things. Now, fortunately, this was only a ground level. There was only one step going off the hallway into the back door into the garage where I had to move the sofa. So that was the only thing I had to contend with. Other than that, it was moving things on the floor. Stairs is another issue. In the case of that leather sofa, I don't know if I would be going down. I could go down stairs, outdoor stairs, but indoors, banging against the walls, you might do damage. So I might need a helper on that. But moving one of those 300-pound recliners, I don't recommend doing it by yourself, but it's possible. I'll show you the tools that I use. Starting out with the main tool I have is this 4-wheel dolly. It has nice rubber wheels so it doesn't scratch the floors. It takes up quite a bit of weight, and you just set it down like that. Of course, I put a blanket on top so it doesn't scratch, and you put the sofa on here after you've taken the backs off. Now, in order to take the backs off, I showed you yesterday in the video, but the video wasn't that clear. But I had a set of screwdrivers. Just use a small flathead that pops a clip off, or you can use your hand if you have a set of nice gloves. Also, I have a set of sliders. These work good on carpet. I have also ones that work on wood floors. Fortunately, they were going to be replacing the floor, so I wasn't so worried about that. Here's the important things. I use these straps. These are straps from harnesses, and this is a moving strap. And what I did with these is I strapped one underneath. The couch isn't here, so you can't see, but basically I pulled up. This goes under and it goes around the sofa, so I can pull up this as I'm going down the stairs. So I have two straps on this, and I can use it with my hand. So straps, gloves, blankets, and you want to have a good thick blankets like these to put on the floor when you're sitting down these leather sofas or anything like that can scratch. That protects it. So I have one of those. And I also have this flashlight here. I got this from a customer. It's an LED. It's a nice little flashlight. You always want a decent flashlight for looking at things inside houses. Sometimes it's too dark to see, especially if you're trying to take apart pieces. And behind refrigerators, when I'm disconnecting the ice, the water line that goes to the ice maker, and then to disconnect the refrigerator, that I had to disconnect and take it and move it out. Luckily, it had wheels, so I was to push that. It was pretty large, so it took some time to pull it out. But I pulled it out of from where it was at to pushing it down the hallway. To disconnect it, I just used vice grips, wrench. So that's the only hand tool, just a screwdriver and those. Now the dolly for the stove, use this dolly, just your typical hand truck. And when I moved the love seat out, I had to go outside the door and around the side because it made it easier. I could have went out the garage because I did end up putting the large sofa in the garage, but there's two doors, so it went down one door that's only about 36 inches, I think, or so. And that's the thing, when these sofas the backs make them difficult to go through doorways. So what you have to usually do if you're carrying them, you're having to angle it to get that perfect angle to go right through the door. Because if you're straight like this, it doesn't, the back's going to be too wide for the doorway. That's why I take the backs off. So you can refer to that video I did where it's not the best video, but I'll probably end up making a better one showing you how those clips come out. I just don't like filming on customers at their house, so that's why I filmed it in the truck when I took it out. But I get a better view on that to show you how that works. It's very simple, but it really saves time, and it saves damage too for a leather, especially a leather sofa, because when you're going through the doorways, if you're rubbing up against the door latch or anything like that, it could put a hole in the sofa. It's happened to me before. I've learned through mistakes. You either have to wrap it and shrink wrap the whole thing with blankets, and then you can go through the door. It just takes more time. So what I do is I just take the backs off like I showed in that video, and I just need simple hand tools, or even just do it with your hands, and make sure you take all the electronic cords out so it doesn't break those, and then I tape them to the back. Also, when I'm moving, like I always have that's another thing I don't have it with me. I have duct tape. Duct tape, what I use, like when I'm moving the refrigerator, I just tape the cords on the back, just so they're not falling all over the place. And then also with a stove, you got a big cord of the stove. I just taped it on the back, and all the cords that I need to remove, I don't want them flopping around, so I tape them with duct tape. So I have that too. So that's just it. That's the only, and then of course the appliance dolly. And I didn't really need. These are sliders. And I have more sliders. I have a bunch of sliders when you're moving things on your own along the floor. They had a bunch of them there already, so I just used theirs. So I didn't need those, but I have them just in case. So straps, various hand trucks, especially the 4-wheel dolly. In that case, what you do when you take the back off the sofa, what I do is I lift the sofa after I take the backs off, have it on a blanket, lift it up, and I lift it onto it's hard to visualize here, but you're lifting it so where you sit down, you're lifting it up onto that angle, so it's straight up like that. So it's going to be less width. The width will go right through the door. So, and you put it on top of the 4-wheeler, use the straps to hold it, and then of course I had to be real careful holding the straps and pulling it down. It's very heavy, so if I had to go down any more stairs than one step, it would have probably not happened. I would need 2 people. Unless it was a junk removal job where I was going to, I could technically take that sofa, stand it up, put it on the refrigerator dolly and strap it and go downstairs. I don't know if I'd want to go up. Outside stairs in an apartment, but indoor stairs, there's too many walls that could get damaged with those. They have metal frames, could scratch, put a hole in the wall. So you got to be careful with that. Unless you wrap the whole thing and shrink wrap it, which you could do that too. For me, it's harder to handle when I'm dealing with all that. So I like to just do it my system. So that's done, and then he's having me come back after the guys do all the floors and all that. So I'll have another job on Saturday. I had to cancel it. Unfortunately, I had to cancel the one for tomorrow. I was going to be doing 2 expedited pallet loads. But as I'm going to the job today, guess what? My engine light went on, and I was like, wow, it's bad timing. Engine light goes on, you don't know what's going on. Because there's no way until I get it to a diagnostic shop to plug it in their computer to test to see what's going on, if it's a sensor or some kind of vacuum line or whatever. Because from what I could tell, I was going up a mountain road. I was going up a pretty steep road to get to the house. It didn't overheat. I looked at all the gauges. That's another thing. I'm always looking at all the gauges. That's how I saw the engine light come on. Everything, the oil pressure, all that, battery, it's not overheating. It's not sounding, there's no weird, it's not running weird, like timing, it's running just the same, it's running good. So it doesn't seem like it's anything major, like as far as but you never know. It could be, sideways again. I'm not a mechanic, so I don't know. All I can think of is I hope it's like some kind of sensor, that set it off, that can be, easily repaired and not going to cost a lot of money. And hopefully it's not like a big major computer part. Then it's just going to cost tons of money. So I told the guy that I'm going to be doing the pallet expediting job. I'm going to look into renting a van just to get the job done. I'll probably lose a little money. I'll have to charge a little extra, but I'll still lose a little money on the rental. But at least I get that job done and deal with the truck later. And then on Saturday I can drive. Since I'm just going to be taking the stuff in from the garage into the house, I can probably take the car up there and not worry about that. But so that's just another thing you got to deal with when you're dealing with these this type of job is your truck or maintenance, something going wrong with the truck or vehicle, because you need that for your work. So I hope it's something not too drastic. That's all I can do is hope it's, because I don't really have a lot of money to be fixing something that's going to cost thousands of dollars, and that always just digs right into it. And I never had to do that before, so we'll see. I'll let you know on that. And tomorrow I'm going to be going and doing tomorrow I'm going to go get the truck diagnosed. That's what I have to do. Anyway, got to get on that, and I got to talk to the van rental. So I got to sign out for now. Hope everyone's doing great, and I hope everything's going great and prosperous, and your vehicles are running good and getting really good jobs. This is Daryl at 10 Foot Truck signing out.